Hi, my name is Elena Aiken, and this is my organization presentation. So for my internship, I decided to be a substitute teacher at EWSD, which stands for the Essex Westford School District. Those are just two towns in the state of Vermont. It was established in 2017. I chose to do this internship because I grew up going to all of the Essex schools, and there was only one school in Westford. So in 2017, they decided to have a merger to create one large community and welcome Westford into the Essex community and school district. What they believe in and preach upon is educational equity. So basically, what this just means is that all students have equal rights to their education and their learning. They also believe in SEL. This was something that was preached as a child to me, and then also again when I became a substitute teacher, I did a lot of my trainings on this. It's social and emotional learning. So not only in the school district are we needing to teach children and students academics, but also social and emotional learning. It's mainly only seen in the younger schools where kiddos are first learning to be emotional, working with other children, the do's and don'ts, but it can also be seen in the older schools and is something that the EWSD practices daily. And their vision is growing hearts and minds for a better today and tomorrow, every day, every way, everyone. So the programs and services offered through EWSD are counseling. So there are tons of counseling services. You not only are required to meet with your counselor, I'm pretty sure it's about once every other week, but it is highly encouraged to do so more often, and the counselors there are treated just like personal therapists. When you have a move-up day, when you're going to another school in the Essex district, you are required to, the first thing you do is meet your counselor and get to know them and become friends with them. And it's just very important to get to know your counselor because mental health is taken incredibly seriously in EWSD. Another thing is nutrition. That is something that is seen a lot in EWSD when it comes to school lunches. There's programs on it. There are actually programs offered for parents to learn a little bit more about what should be going into their child's lunches, what they're eating in the school district. I think it's very important because nutrition is something that isn't talked about enough, and EWSD definitely has that covered. So another thing that they have is PLP, which is Personalized Learning Plans. EWSD understands that not all kids are the same. Not all students learn the same way. Some are more hands-on, some like textbooks, some don't. So there are personalized learning plans for just about every kiddo in EWSD, which I think is very helpful for students that may need a little bit of extra help working and learning, and also students who don't. There's just personalized learning plans for everybody. Another thing is CTE, which stands for the Center of Technology and Education. So this is something that is offered for students in high school, sophomore through senior year, that basically offers them an opportunity to get their license in something that they would like to do outside of high school. So there are programs such as engineering, business, nursing, cosmetology, welding. There are tons of different things that you can do, and you go a couple days a week, and towards the end, once you're in your junior or senior year, you go to this building full time, and it just helps you, get that foot out of the door and get ready to do what you love outside of high school and prepares you for the outside world, which I think is really great. Who does EWSD serve? Overall, the community of Essex and Westford, Vermont. The schools, I wrote a list. I won't bore you and read them all out, but these are all of the lists of the schools. They have a plethora. Some of these we have a preschool, there are elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. The Essex High School is the only high school actually that we have. Students will go through, depending on where they are located, they will go through 4 schools, and starting with Essex Elementary School and ending with Essex High School, but all of these other ones are in the middle. So who works at EWSD? In short, educators. This ranges from teachers, paraeducators, substitutes, just everybody working and helping students to achieve their goals and their dreams. So the partners of EWSD, these include Youth Truth, Solution Tree, and the Howard Center. Youth Truth and Solution Tree are more survey and testing based. So there are tests and surveys that are conducted by Youth Truth and Solution Tree throughout the years at different schools and at EWSD, and basically it just shows where the teachers are at, what the students are learning, what they're not learning, and overall just helps the schools know what they need to work better on and what they're covering. And it really, really, really helps the students or the teachers and higher ups understand what the students are learning and how they can better help them and better tailor to their needs. They're both nonprofit organizations that have partnered with EWSD over the years. And the last one is the Howard Center. The Howard Center works more with mental health issues and home issues. So if there are some conflicts with some home situations, the Howard Center steps in and is able to help out in certain ways, doing home visits, being there for students and families more than anything. Okay, so the funding, where does it come from? Federal and state. It's a school district, so most of our taxes are the ones going to the school. So federal and state, pretty plain and simple. So my internship, what am I? I'm a substitute teacher. What have I been learning? A lot of patience is what I've been learning. I personally have never worked with students really in the past, and this has been an incredibly eye-opening experience. The kiddos have been giving me a run for my money, but I have been enjoying it. You get to learn all of their personalities, working with so many different students. I've only been working with students ages grades 3 through 5, so they're a little bit on the younger side, pre-middle school, but it's been very exciting, and I've been learning a lot about what students need, what their different situations can look like, and how I can tailor my teaching to better fit them, which I think is really great. What have I learned? So even though I have enjoyed my experience through this internship, I have learned a little bit about myself and knowing that I do not necessarily want to work with kids. Not saying that they aren't great. I just personally, I have a lot of patience, but it's a lot easier for me to work with adolescents and young adults. I feel like they're easier to relate to just because I never had kids in my life when I was younger, and even growing up, I never had any kiddos in my life. So I'm not as fit as someone who had younger siblings or babysat or anything like that. So I do enjoy working with kids. I think it's fun, but in my profession post-college, I definitely would not want to work with them just because I do have experience now working with them, but not enough to feel comfortable doing it as my job for the rest of my life. I've also learned that I love helping people. My favorite part is when a student would come up to me and say, Miss Aiken, I need help. How can I help? I love it. Not only did I like helping them with their academics, but I loved getting to know who the students were. I thought it was just very interesting to hear all of their life stories, everything that they had to say, and hearing them, being there for them emotionally, academically. It was great. I have also learned that I work best individually, meaning I will be working with people when I'm a therapist, but I like being by myself a lot of the time, and the mundane having to go in, talk with coworkers, having to have lunch with coworkers when you just want to kind of decompress by yourself. I got emotionally exhausted very easily. I have also learned that I am definitely in the right field of study with psychology, because even though I was in a school system working with kiddos academically, I had a really great time helping them more emotionally than anything. And these are my references.